Joe is here to moderate the questions, and Joe, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Satish. I'm Joe Brennan from the Office of University Communications. It's my pleasure to be the moderator for this portion of our afternoon together. We have Bill and Fry who will bring microphones around. What I'd like to ask you to do is please stand up, please tell us who you are and your department, and so that we can get to as many as possible, please be succinct. I will also be asking questions that were sent in by email in advance when people registered for it today. So I'm going to go to the chair of the Professional Staff Senate, Anne-Marie Landell.
Thank you. Thank you, President Tripathi. You've done remarkable work in the past year that you've been in office, but I was just wondering if we could back up a little bit, and what was it like for you to transition from provost to president?
Well, for me it was really easy because all I had to do was move from one side of the Cape and Hall to the other side. Really very, very easy. I didn't have to pack my bags or sort of convince my wife that we're moving somewhere. So it was really easy for me to do that. But all the jokes aside, I had no idea about the president's job, and it is a big institution. It is really a huge institution with major impact, not locally here, as I said, but globally, and a lot of expectations and a lot of supporters here. So it has been a great learning experience for me, a lot of support from all quarters. But the best part, as I said, was I knew at least most of the people on the campus. If I didn't know by name, I knew the faces. And that was good for me because they understood what I was trying to do, and I didn't have to sell a new idea to them. So really, my transition was easy on one side, but transitioning from provost to president is not an easy job in general, or from any other position to the president is not an easy job in general. So really, it was easier because I didn't have to change the institution. It was easier because we have been working together for the last 6-7 years, thinking about our future, strategic plan. But personally, it's not easy because I had to transition to a new job, which is totally different.
Can I take another question?
This one in the back.
In the back? We're going to give Bill his exercise today.
Thank you. Roger DeForge, History Department. Thank you very much for your emphasis on the global scene as something that's very important for us. And thank you for your visit to China, which happens to be my field. But I wonder if we don't need stronger leadership to reduce some of the barriers to making progress in this area. I'm thinking, for example, if a graduate student wants to study another language, a foreign language, essential to his or her research, they can't do it and get credit for it. They have to go through an appeals process. And that discourages our graduate students from doing what they need to do the best work in their fields. There's also the problem that we don't teach any East Asian literature at this university. And our efforts to get that changed over the years have not been successful. And then there's the question of how we teach other languages besides the ones we're already teaching. We have Chinese and Japanese and Korean, and no places in those courses for some students who want to take it. So we have fewer faculty there than we need. At the same time, our efforts to get other languages taught are met with the argument that we have to prove that the students are really interested in studying those languages. This, to me, suggests a lack of leadership. It seems to me it's the faculty and the administration that should be deciding what students need to know and not depend on student demand. I wonder if you'd comment.
That's a very good question. I should point out that in the last few years, and then Dean McComb, now interim provost McComb, really began the program which gave a better shape in terms of the Asian Studies program, and new faculty members were hired. And I think we should be offering courses if we can afford to in terms of whatever we want to offer, but if there's no taker there, the last point I have a little problem. I completely agree with your comments till the last point. If there's no taker, just offering the course is not going to be useful. So, but I completely agree that, and the giving credit is part of the faculty senate process, isn't it? I mean, giving credit for certain course, for certain kind of graduate student is really the faculty senate process that we should go through. And if that's what the faculty as a whole decides, I don't think the leaders, the provost and the president are going to block that on the curriculum basis. I think the questions you're asking actually nationally, when I meet with the other presidents and the provosts, when I was provost, the same issues are going everywhere because there have been so much interest in learning about East Asia. And the demand is quite a bit, and people are not able to really cope up with that. And that's going to be a thing that we have to address.
President Tripathi, I'd like to ask a question that some of our colleagues asked in advance.
Okay.
And that's on the topic of affordability. The state of New York has reduced funding for SUNY and tuition is increasing for students. Are you concerned that this may limit access for those students who come to us from lower income backgrounds?
Affordability is always an issue, even at the tuition level that we had before the $300 increase. That's a major issue. One of the things that we made sure during the UB 2020 and NY SUNY 2020 process was to take 25% of the increase from the top and make sure that the students at the lower income level don't get impacted by the tuition increase. So that's something that actually is a national issue. We are reading about it, we hear about it, debate going on about the debt level of the students, about the affordability of the college education. But as I said in the beginning, if you look at the state support for the public higher education, and just if you look at UB in the last 4 years, 38% of the state support was gone. However, we need to make sure that higher education is still affordable, and that's what we try to do with the tuition increases. So that's a very important topic. We always have to think about that before any tuition increases.
Thank you. Questions from the audience? Over here on the aisle front.
Hi, Mr. President. I'm a student from School of Management. I'm a senior. I'm from China, international student. So my question probably regarding the international student. Since UB has the largest population of the international students, so is there any program gonna promote the international student society in the future, near future?
Ask the question again. I didn't hear it properly, please.
Oh, not a problem. You know who I am, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm a Chinese.
Yeah, you're a Chinese student from management school.
Right. Okay. And since UB has the largest population of international students,
Right.
so I'm wondering, is there any program UB gonna distinguish UB for promote the international student?
So I don't think the international students have any different sort of desire or requirements than our domestic students in terms of programs. They all want to come to the institutions for good programs, good facilities, good faculty, good environment. Most of our international students actually come, undergraduates and international students are here mainly in the business and engineering areas. Those are areas where most of the international undergraduate students come. The graduate students are all over the campus in every discipline. We don't necessarily promote a given program anywhere. We really want to promote the entire institution. Because even if you come in business here, with the kind of undergraduate education that's in the US, you can actually switch from one major to the other. So the students coming here should be looking at the entire institution.
Next question, please.
Hi, good afternoon, President Tripathi. Thanks for coming to speak with us. My name is Rob Falgiano. I'm actually a 93 UB graduate, and I have been at the Center for the Arts here as the assistant director since 1997. I want to congratulate you first on maintaining the vision for 2020. I think it's fantastic that UB is expanding its presence downtown. I'm a downtown resident, and anything that supports the economic revitalization of downtown is very appealing to me. From a personal standpoint, being here at the Center for the Arts, one of the concerns I have is the center's staff feels that we're one of the major public faces of the university. The facility's been open since '94, but there's concern that there may not be, or hasn't been to date, a long-term plan for the maintenance and the technological upgrades that are necessary to keep this facility state-of-the-art and competitive with other major universities. And I wondered if you would mind sharing your thoughts on that.
Sure, and I think we can say the same thing for many of the buildings. As you know, the state pays for deferred maintenance, which is really not the amount of money that we need to maintain the facilities. So many of the facilities are being maintained much beyond where they can really sustain. For example, we just began a major renovation for Crosby and Hayes, our iconic buildings, and they have not been in good shape for a very long time. I'm sure our facilities people, as well as our planning people, have a timeline to look at based on the resources available, and they look at every building on the campus, they look at every facility on the campus. So be assured that there are people whose job it is to really look at where the maintenance should be done and what should be done. So we don't really look at buildings just by one. There's a whole plan to do it, and that's how you can do it, actually. I don't have expertise to tell you that this is worse than any other building, and I think the professionals do the job, and then they know what they're doing, but we don't have enough money, actually, to continue to maintain everything at the time when we should be investing in that. So in fact, nationally, many of the state universities, the deferred maintenance was about 10, 15 years behind where it should be. So people are trying to catch up.
Do we have a question on this side? Janice?
Hi, Janice Jankowski from the University Libraries. With the new administrative team, what's your vision for having the team up and running as effectively and efficiently as possible?
That's a tough question. Actually, we already have the team running. I mean, we didn't stop running effectively while we were trying to get new people in the team. We already have, we're lucky to have somebody like Bruce, who really has been the graduate dean, the dean of the college, and now interim provost, who knows the campus well. So we have been really running as if nothing has happened, actually. He's able to be providing the support as the interim provost. We were lucky to have Bob Wagner, who knew the campus well during the transition while we were trying to hire new vice president for finance and administration before Laura came, as well as the vice president for development and alumni relation, and Bob was able to really sort of move us forward, keep going. Now that we have hired all three of those vice presidents and provost, and the provost would be here in the summer, I don't see any problem really. I think we are in good shape. We haven't really slept in terms of not running the place. In fact, I feel that we probably have traveled more in last I don't mean distance. We have traveled a lot more in the last 12 months than I expected that I'll be doing, actually. And I really have been fortunate and lucky to have a very good team, whether they were interim, whether they were just supporters, advisors, and now we have really 3 new leaders coming in through a national and open search process to the campus. So really, I hope that things would run smoothly. Maybe in a year you can ask me the question again. And
I'd like to ask you a question sent in advance by one of our colleagues. We're hearing a lot about new initiatives in the physical sciences, technology, and medicine. Could you please tell us how UB is investing in the arts, humanities, and social sciences?
So the two ways to look at it actually. One is, if you think about a research university, if you think about a place like UB, the arts and humanities and social sciences, I mean, that's really the center of what a major university is. Every undergraduate student goes through there. So our investment in those areas are critical, not just lip service, it's critical. If you look at the last 5-6 years and look at the number of faculty hired in those areas, it's substantial. We actually have invested through the strategic strength, whether it was the arts one or humanities, in those areas, and number of faculty hired have been quite a bit. And also in the future, as we hire 250 to 300 new faculty, it's going to be across the disciplines, including the core areas that you ask questions. So I think our investment is really going to be in across the board, and people might hear more of the sciences and so on because there are a lot of big grants and they get the publicity, but really the scholarship in those areas is as important as in the sciences and so on.
Thank you. I'd like to go, let me go to the young man on the aisle, Bill. He, I think, was the first person here this afternoon.
President Tripathi, hello. My name is Ben Osenbach. I'm an undergraduate student at the Department of Economics right now. I enjoy your current proposal for expanding the impact of the downtown campus. Would you happen to have any current proposals for expanding the impact of the North and South campuses with the corresponding Buffalo region?
When I was provost, and I won't say that many times, but when I was provost, and we started planning about when we started working on the capital master plan, the whole plan, master plan, I talked to the committee, and they said, "What's your one advice that you want to give for this master plan?" And I said, I'm a computer scientist, and I have some concept of system changes and things like that. And I said, if we can retain one property in this change, that none of the 3 campuses are worse off after the change than before the change. That means we don't really leave these campuses empty. In fact, we should be better than when we began this process. So if you think about the South Campus, there's a $130 million renovation going on there right now. Our plan is to take out all those temporaries. They're about 50 or 60 years old. And we bring the South Campus to true EV green design. It's a beautiful design if you get a chance to see it, really, how it was designed and how it should be. So our goal really is to have the South Campus. That reminds me something, actually. I shouldn't use South Campus. During my tours, and I'll come back to your answer, during my tours, when I meet the alumni from the 60s, and I say the South Campus really is doing well, he says, "What South Campus?" They call that main campus, our Main Street campus. So the main campus, our Main Street campus, would be more beautiful, would be better in terms of its facilities. And also, the plan is to move a couple of the professional schools from North Campus to South Campus. So it would be as vibrant as it is today. If you look at the North Campus, we definitely have more activities going on here as well, and a lot more students here. So I see that as a 3-campus sort of campus, the 3 locations for this. But both North and South campuses would be as good or better as they are today.
I think our hour is beginning to draw to the close. I'm going to go to the back.
Hello, I'm Suzanne Miller from the Graduate School of Education. My question is about decanal leadership. I'm interested in your vision for excellence among your deans at the University of Buffalo.
we evaluate the deans every 5 years. There's an evaluation that the provost does that has faculty and staff in it, faculty from within and outside. And we had defined actually 3 major issues that we want the deans to be evaluated on. Number 1, the leadership, both academic and administrative leadership that they provide. Number 2, and that's really a big umbrella there. Number 2, the kind of university citizenship that they provide. It's not just, serve as a dean. It's not just your own school or college. What value do you bring to the entire campus? Because just having one school or one department or one college is not good enough for the whole institution. Number 3 is what kind of other supports that you bring to the school. And these are the philanthropic support, the grant support, and things like that. Those are the 3 critical things that we really evaluate. The first one is the most critical one, where the leadership with respect to the curriculum, with respect to the excellence in education, research, and those things that you provide. So that's really important, and that's how we evaluate the deans.
We have time here for one more question. I'd like to give that opportunity to Joanna Datz, President of the Student Association.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't really have a question, more so a comment. I just wanted to formally thank you, Dr. Tripathi, for your involvement and engagement with students. I know that in conversations that I've had with students that they feel as though you're very visible to the campus, and the fact that you come to our events or you walk around campus and you engage and you speak with students, it's very meaningful to us to show that you really care, and just thank you for doing that. And although I will be graduating and making you proud very soon in the real job world, I look forward to communicating with students who are still on this campus and coming back, and just feeling part of such a great community. And I'm very prideful to be the president of the Undergraduate Student Association and a soon-to-be graduate of the University of Buffalo. So thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you very much. And as I said in the beginning, this is not the beginning and end of conversation. Please write to me if you have other comments, if you have other questions, as well as we'll continue to meet periodically. Thank you so much.